In Genesis chapters 1 and 2, the first creation account is divided into 7 days during which God creates light, day 1, the sky, day 2, the earth, seas, and vegetation, day 3, the sun and moon, day 4, animals of the air and sea, day 5, and land animals and humans, day 6. God rested from his work on the 7th day of creation, the Sabbath. Christians do believe in the day of creation, and God sees what he made as very good. What does the Catholic Church think about the environment?
In Genesis, God gave humans dominion over the earth and the responsibility to care for it. And even though Adam and Eve got kicked out of paradise, care for the earth remained one of the duties they owed to God and to each other. Man has a dominion over the earth, but the dominion cannot exceed the boundaries of God's laws, meaning that we are stewards of God's creation. Here are the responsible stewards includes the following. 1. Responsible environmental management that includes consideration for the preservation of the ecosystem and provides for basic human needs. 2. Not engaging in reproductive technologies that intentionally destroy human life or human life for experimentation. Throughout the Old Testament, we see how important land was to the people. Kings were expected to take care of it and not sell it. And God reminds everyone through the prophets that he is the owner of it, and it is the heritage of future generations. In Jeremiah, God also gets angry that the people have defiled the land, saying, "You turn my heritage into an abomination." In Psalms, we see praise for the beauty of creation, which honors and reveals the power of God. Psalm 19 reads, "The heavens declare the glory of God. The firmament proclaims the works of his hands." Catholics even see a call to respect the integrity of creation. That's because Catholics see God as being the creator of everything and the ultimate landlord.
The problem of it that we are so careless about the environment, about being an irresponsible dominion, and this includes threats for us people. Problems. Climate change may affect our health and well-being through the impacts of extreme events, worsening air quality, changes in the spread of infectious diseases, threats to food and water quality and quantity, and effects on our mental health. Mining can cause erosion, sinkholes, loss of biodiversity, or the contamination of soil, groundwater, and surface water by chemicals emitted from mining processes. Deforestation, it refers to the decrease in forest areas across the world that are lost for other uses such as agricultural croplands, urbanization, or mining activities. Water pollution, pollution of bodies of water, such as lakes, rivers, seas, the ocean, as well as groundwater. It occurs when pollutants reach these bodies of water without treatment. Waste from homes, factories, and other buildings get into the water bodies, and as a result, water gets contaminated. Proper waste management is introduced to us to lessen the destruction. The 3 are as to reduce, reuse, and recycle. Reduce, lessening the amount of trashy garbage produced. Reuse, using materials repeatedly. Recycle, using materials to make new products. It is essential to sense that the earth is our common home, and the problems looming in the horizon are complex. Time is short. In order to face the situation effectively, there is a need to act in harmony. Pope Benedict XVI and created the 10 Commandments of the environment. 1. Use, don't abuse. The human being, created in God's image, is placed above all other earthly creatures, which must be used and cared for in a responsible way in cooperation with the divine plan of redemption. 2. Little less than a god. Nature must not be reduced to a utilitarian object of manipulation, nor absolutized or placed above human dignity. 3. One for all for one. Ecological responsibility involves the entire planet in a common duty to respect the environment as a collective good for present and future generations. For it is not a brave new world. In dealing with environmental problems, ethics and human dignity should come before technology. 5. Gaia Mother Earth isn't God. Nature is not a sacred or divine reality removed from human intervention. Thus, Human intervention that modifies some characteristics of living things is not wrong, as long as it respects their place in their particular ecosystem. 6. What price progress? The politics of development must be coordinated with the politics of ecology, and every environmental cost in development projects must be weighed carefully. 7. Flowing like a river. Ending global poverty is related to the environmental question, remembering that the goods of the earth must be shared equitably. 8. We're all in the same boat. The right to a safe and clean environment. Environment needs to be protected through international cooperation and accords. 9. Discipline is not a four-letter word. Environmental protection requires a change in lifestyles, then reflect moderation and self-control on a personal and social level. That means moving away from the mindset of consumerism. 10. That's all a gift. Environmental issues call for a spiritual response, inspired by the belief that creation is a gift that God has placed into our responsible hands, so that we can use it with love and care. The human person's attitude toward nature should be one of gratitude and gratefulness to God, who has created and supports it. With Pope Francis' 2015 encyclical Laudato Si', which challenges everyone to consider the moral implications of our lifestyles and take urgent action for the environment.
So why do Catholics care so much?
Well, first of all, as we've mentioned before, Catholics believe that God is the creator of all, and humans have been charged with caring for creation.
We can show respect to God by doing the job He gave us and respecting what He's made.
Catholics also believe that each creature has its own purpose and reveals something about God.
Next, Catholics are concerned about the environment because of how problems with it affects people's lives. As Pope Francis says, it's the poor that suffer the most when it comes to environmental catastrophes.
Problems with the environment like polluted air directly affect people's health, and changes to the environment can damage people's livelihoods, sometimes causing them to disrupt their lives by forcing them to migrate to a new place and their means of supporting themselves. Also, the misuse of the environment points to the Catholic belief that human freedom has limits. Pope Benedict XVI pointed out that abuse of freedom occurs when we see nothing but ourselves and linked a selfish attitude towards the environment. It's too easy in modern society to think with the same attitude towards people, only about what's best for me, and forget that our actions impact everyone else.
But the Catholic understanding of interdependence means that our actions affect all of humanity. This isn't limited to current humans either, and we have a moral obligation to serve our neighbors.
Right. Catholics believe that the earth belongs to everyone, especially those that will come after us.
Pope Francis encourages us to use simple daily gestures, which break with the logic of violence, exploitation, and selfishness,
We can all look at how we use and misuse both things and people.
and how that misuse might be coming from our need to fill a void in our lives, or from bad habits that have a hold on us.